Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. I'm waiting for everyone to join this very, very special live Instagram that we're doing. Hello, I see people are joining in. So I am Katherine Medina. I'm the head of international sales and business development at S-Clinical, and joining me today is a very special guest all the way from UK. But before she joins, let's see where all of you are joining us from. I love especially seeing all these international IS fans. So where are you joining us from? Let us know. Hello from Advanced Aesthetics. Hello Miami, S-Clinical Miami. Lovely. And I am waiting for the special from Egypt. Oh my gosh. Hello Canada. Hello Texas. More Miami. New Jersey. And hello my very special guest. We love questions, so please submit your questions in the question section at the bottom, and we will be happy to answer as many as we can. And for those questions that we will not be able to answer, please know that our fabulous PR team will attend to all of those questions and answer them. So joining me today is Dr. Shirina Balaratnam, who is the medical director of Aesthetics Clinic in Beaconsfield, UK. So all the way from UK. And we are here to talk about summer skincare, provide some essential tips, and answer some of your questions. So hello, Dr. Shirina, how are you?
Good evening, Katherine, or more to you, good morning your time, I feel. Greetings from a very sunny yet slightly overcast England. How are you?
I am good. It's actually slightly overcast here in Los Angeles as well, and it is morning. It's 10 a.m. morning here. And what time is it in UK?
6 p.m., Katherine.
6 p.m. So it's your evening time, so you're already starting your weekend. So thank you so much for joining us and for taking the time to do this very special live event. So let's start by talking about seasonal skin changes. Dr. Shirina, what happens to the skin during the warm summer months?
Great question, Katherine. You know, there are a number of things that happen to us physiologically. And whilst we're on the topic of the skin, there are many things that we need to discuss with our patients that happen as we go through all the different seasons, more so when we go from the winter to the summertime. I'm going to name 3 key things that I see with my patients, just to keep it really simple for our audience. Main thing we always talk about is skin hydration. Now, you know, when the temperature goes up, we need to also increase our intake of water. Hydration is key. So the main thing I also see is increase in hydration necessary for the skin, because with every step of temperature increase, we can also lose water in order to thermoregulate. That is to maintain our own temperature regulation. So if you think of the number of ways that we regulate our skin temperature, a lot of it evaporates out from the skin. So we can actually develop internal skin dehydration. And then if you think about the extreme summer months, especially if we're outdoors or by the beach, we can get a lot of external skin dehydration as well. And if you take that across here in England, our summer is confined to maybe a few months in a year versus there in California. Everybody loves to go outdoors. So that is a huge extreme because we're going from one end to the other. The clothes are coming off. So we're getting a lot of dehydration of the skin. So we do need to respect that we need to adapt and evolve our hydration of the skin and our hydration levels to meet that requirement. So that is key. The next key thing I also realize is that pore size changes. With the temperature increase, our sebum, did you know that for every 1 degree our temperature of the skin goes up, our sebum production can increase by 10%. That's significant.
So I did not know that.
There we go.
There we go. 10%, that's huge.
That's huge. So if you think about the extreme temperature that we have here in February, which is like 0 degrees, and suddenly going up to a hopefully 30-degree plus here in England, that is a huge change in oil production, sebum production. So think about a normal skin adapting to that. We need to respect the skin function, but then think about our patients with problematic skin and how do we really listen and understand and adapt to that. So we need to respect the oil production, sebum production. We talk about bacterial acne. We also talk about inflammatory skin causing acne production. So we'll talk about that later as well. So oil production changes. And the third most important thing, we love UV light. We love the sun, and the sun count increases as well. So we are naturally going to want to spend time outdoors, and we're going to be exposed to a little bit more ultraviolet radiation. Here today, a little bit dull and overcast. However, we still get those UVA rays. Here in England, they're all around us all the time. So that's how I remember it. UVA all around us all the time. The UVB rays, which are the blue rays that I'm not seeing right now, they bounce off your skin. These are the rays we love just being out in the beach at. They bounce off your skin. They give you that lovely brown color as your, melanin responds to it. But it also can cause us to burn if we're spending too much time in it. So we need to respond to something called oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is something that just naturally happens to our bodies as being alive. We produce cells, we eat certain foods that create more oxidative stress, and then common external influences. Number one in the summer is going to be the sun. So those are my three top things I'm going to mention to everybody. Hydration levels, and then we're going to talk about oil production, and then we're going to talk about UV exposure as well. And then having my plastic surgical hat on, I'm always going to talk about skin cancer. So I'm going to throw that one in. So for me, if you come into my practice, well, actually, Katherine, you've been in my practice, so you know, no sun protection, it's compulsory. That is it.
Absolutely. So everything that you just mentioned basically comes down to the fact that we all need to adjust our skin regimen in the summertime. So how would you recommend adjusting the regimen in the summertime, Dr. Shirina?
Absolutely, Katherine. Well, first and foremost, I think to keep it simple, if you are seeing a clinician, if you are seeing a skincare specialist, talk to them. Ask them for advice as well. I think it's really important now that we have access to our beauty therapists, our facialists, our skincare experts. Talk to them and ask them for guidance as well. That is really key. Sometimes it's key, especially if you have a skin concern, not to go at it alone, because there is so much information out there, such as even a virtual Instagram live just like this. And I know we will have a gazillion questions coming up. So talk to somebody. In my practice, we have something called a Visia Skin Imaging Consultation Service as well. So we can look at what's going on outside of the skin and then what's going on inside as well. So those are the two things I will say to our patients and our audience. Talk to somebody and get some really good informative advice. And then where shall we start? Well, think about your hydration levels. Think about toning down what you're using, just like how we're going to take off these jumpers and we're going to wear lightweight clothing like you, Katherine, over there. So, think about your skin as well. Think about taking off those thick moisturizers that you might have needed in the winter, and think about going a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more refreshing. Your temperature of the skin's going to go up. So we need to cool you down. That's really important. So think about the cooling of the skin with lightweight formulations, lightweight serums, lightweight moisturizers, all of those things.
Okay, Dr. Shirina, so that brings up a good point. So let us talk about the products, because we're already getting a lot of information on our love for some of our products. Pro-Heal Serum Advanced Plus, someone mentioned Extreme Protect SPF 30. We all love these two. We'll talk about them. So let's start by talking about a good cleanser. That is so important because that's your base. And so to really deep clean the skin, and especially in the summertime, because again, as Dr. Shirina mentioned, we are more outdoors. Our skin is producing more oil, and you need a cleanser that really deep cleans the skin without drying it. So what cleanser, Dr. Shirina, do you recommend to your patients and clients?
Well, I'm gonna recommend the cleanser that I've been using for about 6.5 years, every single day, morning and night, without fail. So I recommend the cleansing complex. And there we go.
There you go.
Like that. There we go. I'm going to recommend the cleansing complex for so many reasons. First and foremost, we want it to be effective. We also want it to do the job, which is managing the oil secretion. So you've got your beta salicylic acid in there, your beta hydroxy acids. So next, you also want to manage your dead skin that's accumulating on the outside of the skin. So you've got your botanical hydroxy acids, your alpha hydroxy acids to do that job for you. But I think the key thing around these type of cleansers is we don't want to strip the excess oils of the skin. I think there's too much stripping and excessive exfoliation going on in the world that it's disrupting the immunity of the skin. So that's something we really need to respect. And that's something I've really learned over the last 10 years of doing this. So that's what I love about it. You've got your hero ingredients in all of your formulations, like the cleansing complex, but it's also bubble wrapped in antioxidants. It's got your Centella asiatica, which is a great healer. So I think all of these ingredients within the cleansing complex makes it a perfect universal cleanser. It does 3-in-1. It cleanses, it manages oil production, it exfoliates while keeping that skin barrier really, really looked after.
Absolutely. It's been my go-to cleanser for 20 plus years. So I love this cleanser. And as you said, Dr. Shirina, it is a universal cleanser. So it's great for all skin types, men, women. Again, our products don't use synthetic fragrances, so they don't smell like perfumes. So they're very popular with men as well. The packaging is also very gender neutral. And it is also a cleanser, toner, and an eye makeup remover. So it's a 3-in-1 product. Yeah, it's excellent for removing eye makeup. And it's safe enough for even most sensitive eyes because the pH of this cleanser is which is the healthiest state of your skin. All right, so let's talk next about antioxidant. This is a must in the morning, not just in the summertime, but really all year round. But since we are here talking about primarily summertime and giving summer tips, it is even more important in the summertime because we are outdoors a lot more and we are not reapplying our sunscreen as recommended every 2 to 3 hours. So that antioxidant serum, that vitamin C, really provides that booster to your sunscreen. So we have 3 fabulous vitamin C serums. We have Genex C Serum.
Ooh, okay.
We have ProHeal Serum Advanced Plus. Give these some love, everyone. And then we have Super Serum Advanced Plus. So you have 3 options. So Dr. Shirina, when do you recommend which of these serums to your patients? And
Great
which
question.
one is your favorite?
Ooh, okay. Well, you know what? I have them all, you know, and I'm looking over there because they're over there and I have them all. But, you know, I want to talk about, there's somebody that asked a really great question about antioxidants and going back to the cleansers, using all these acids and glycolics, is it going to cause us to become more light sensitive? I think that's the key thing about making sure we have your SPF protection at the end. So to the person asking that question, we will come to SPFs at the end. So protection is key. And I do want to then bring in the whole point of the antioxidants, really, because antioxidants are there to neutralize the free radicals that are bouncing off the skin due to the UV exposure or due to, you know, environmental stressors, but also due to personal stressors in our life, sleep, sugar, diet, nutrition, all of those things. So when I look at my all-time favorite, I'm going to go to ProHeal Serum Advanced Plus, Katherine. I'm going to go to that, you know, for a number of reasons. All of our patients that come into my practice, there she is, ProHeal. Everybody that comes into my practice has a Visio skin analysis, Katherine. And what I noticed very early on was just by being alive, just by being exposed to sun, sugar, stress, holidays, all of those things, most patients actually presented with a little bit of light inflammation under the skin. So what better way than to use your ProHeal Serum Advanced Plus, which has your 15% L-ascorbic acid, which is your vitamin C, and it also has a bunch of other really key ingredients. I love the olive leaf extract and the way that it can manage redness and inflammation under the skin. It is ideal for any patient coming new to the practice, but more importantly, I see a lot of patients with inflammatory skin, with rosacea, with acne, you know, with disrupted skin barrier, and those patients do very, very well with ProHeal Serum Advanced Plus. The other thing is it's also wrapped in your depigmenting agents as well. So it's got your lightening and brightening agents all bubble wrapped in that too. So we see some fabulous results with ProHeal Serum Advanced Plus. I'm now going to quickly jump across to Super Serum because she's another hot favorite of mine and they're 2 really different systems. So Super Serum is ideal for me with anybody coming in who wants to immediately brighten their skin, because it's that pure 15% L-ascorbic acid. It's got your copper tripeptide growth factor. So guess what? Copper is a healer, and growth factor means we're going to grow that collagen. Who does not want to grow collagen? And I have been a patient of my own skincare here, and I can honestly say with my patients, they tell me they see results in 5 days.
Wow.
5 days.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
It's fast. Genexi, you're going to talk to me about Genexi next. So we brought Genexi in 2019. I'm looking over here, Katherine, because they're all here, okay? So I've got my skincare right here. So when we brought Genexi in, it is a very different consistency, first and foremost. It's so lightweight, and it's like water. But now you're taking your 3 antioxidants, and this one is a 20% vitamin C. So this is great for someone who wants to evolve with their skincare regimen. They want to escalate it, and we see results fast in patients on all of the antioxidant journey. But it's not just the 20% vitamin C, it's packed full of other antioxidants as well. I love the Kakadu plum extract that can really optimize the antioxidant protection. And I love the fact that you've got the latest superoxide dismutase in there. I think, I'd love for you to tell us more about SOD, Katherine.
Yeah, so SOD is one of our most expensive ingredients, and it is a very powerful antioxidant. So that's why you really can't look at just one ingredient. Oftentimes people will say, well, what's in it? Does it have L-ascorbic acid? Well, it's not just one ingredient. If you look at our products, they are loaded with active ingredients, and this is really what accounts for the very multitasking benefit that you get from its clinical products, where if we're talking about, your ProHeal, that's your anti-inflammatory, but it is also, as we said, a very powerful antioxidant. It also helps to heal the skin, and it provides that slight level of hydration with the vitamin E and olive leaf extract. So it's great also for someone who maybe has more of normal or dry skin, or it's been my go-to for 20 plus years, as I know you know, Dr. Shirina, for my rosacea, to really keep that inflammation and rosacea flare-ups at bay. Also excellent for cystic acne grade 3 and grade 4 to bring it down. Well, super serum is that anti-aging serum. It's also a lighter texture of the two. So both are very powerful antioxidants, but super serum is also going to stimulate collagen. So if you're looking for a lighter texture, maybe you have more oily skin, combination skin, acne prone skin, and you really want very light texture, especially in the summertime since we're producing more oil, then super serum advanced plus may be a better option for you. And then there's that Genexi. So I will talk more about Genexi because that is my second favorite serum to ProHeal Serum Advanced Plus. And my regimen, someone asked a question, if you're using ProHeal Serum Advanced Plus and Genexi Serum, when do you apply which? So my regimen is ProHeal Serum Advanced Plus in the morning because, as Dr. Shirina mentioned, I am outdoors more in the summertime and warmer weather, hiking, walking on the beach. So I want the most powerful anti-inflammatory, which is the ProHeal, to really bring that inflammation down. So I use Genexi Serum in the evening. That's my regimen. And then I follow, of course, with the moisturizer. But Genexi Serum is also a really powerful, besides being a really powerful antioxidant, it is also great as a preventative. It really acts on your genes. So this is a very unique technology, very advanced technology, where it actually upregulates your genes to work more efficiently. So it's excellent for someone who has maybe beautiful skin and they want to maintain that beautiful skin as a preventative. It's also very regenerative. It's also a powerful antioxidant, and it can be applied in the morning or at night. So really, it's for everyone. You just pick like you said, the texture that you like, because you mentioned some differences in the texture, and talk to your skincare professional, talk to your esthetician or your practitioner, your doctor, to help you decide which one is the best for your skin. So next, let's talk about the moisturizer, because oftentimes people think, well, it's summertime, my skin is feeling more oily. Do I still need to be applying a moisturizer in the summertime?
Absolutely, Katherine. We spoke about this just earlier. The temperature of the skin is increasing. We might be losing a lot of fluid through the skin, transepidermal water loss, just to maintain the thermoregulation of the skin. And if we allow that to continue, we can get internally and externally dehydrated as well. What we don't want to do is neglect this, because that will then end up leading to a disrupted immune barrier within the skin function as well. We could then potentiate bacteria coming in, pollutants, all of those things that can make us susceptible to developing acne. So it's a great time to have that conversation with our patients to evolve them from something that's probably a little bit more thick and humectant-like or emollient even, and evolve them into something much more lightweight and fresh. So I love the Hypercool Serum for this. It was the first formulation that I brought in. Voila, there she is. You notice I'm calling all the formulations she, because I'm a she person. But I love the Hypercool just because it is a serum. It is lightweight. Hyaluronic acid, as we know, it's a humectant. It's water loving, and you don't need a lot. There was a question earlier about breaking out, wearing too much, and I think sometimes it's about the application process. Just one drop of hyaluronic acid, in my opinion, that Hypercool can go a long, long way. And it also has the freshness to it, that menthol, the zing. And it also can go a long way. So apply it to your chest, neck, décolletage, because we also have a lot of sun exposure in the neck as well. The one thing I will also mention about the Hypercool, the gents love it. Our male patients absolutely love it because it's great post-shaving. It's lightweight for them. They don't like things that are too greasy. So to our male patients, I always say this is the must-have for you, whether it's the summer or the winter. That's an all year.
Absolutely. And you know, Hypercool Serum as a tip is also wonderful to mix in with foundation to really give the skin. Makeup artists do this so often to give the skin this beautiful, healthy glow. And that's actually my moisturizer, my go-to moisturizer in the summertime. So I already mentioned I apply the Pro Heal Serum. So you want your treat product first. So that would be your Pro Heal Serum Advanced Plus in the morning, and for me, Gen XC at night. And then you want to hydrate on top of it. So then I follow it with Hypercool Serum in the morning and at night over the Gen XC serum. So that is the regimen. Yes, Dr. Shirina.
I've just seen some fantastic questions over there and just some really great comments. Good evening, Matt. I hope you're well. And one of the things about Hypercool is it's great for that patient who's also acne prone, who's got oily skin, they also need a degree of hydration because the skin barrier needs to be respected. So I will say that for an acne prone patient, you know, you do still need a little bit of hydration in that skin too.
That's a very good point. Absolutely, Dr. Shirina. And that is the favorite one. And also one other tip for men is excellent post-shaving. For those of you who get that razor burn, this is excellent to really keep that down. So next, we're talking about summer skin tips. So we can't talk about summer without talking about sunscreen. Although sunscreen is a non-negotiable all year round, not just in the summertime. UV exposure, many of you may not realize, is responsible for over 80% of visible signs of aging. So those are your fine lines and wrinkles. Additionally, 80% of UV rays penetrate through clouds, because so often people think, well, I just need to apply my sunscreen when I'm going to the beach and when it's sunny. Here we just mentioned California and LA, but you still need to apply your sunscreen for that reason, especially because those UVA rays, those are the long rays. Those are the ones that cause cancer. Those are the ones that cause that visible aging of the skin and photo damage. So it is crucial and absolutely non-negotiable. So you should be applying sunscreen every day, regardless of where you are and what you're doing. But in the summertime, you may opt for a lighter textured sunscreen because, again, of the things that we mentioned, your skin producing more oil. So you may feel like you need something that's lighter texture. And I'm curious, Dr. Shirina, what is the #1 sunscreen that you recommend to your patients in the summertime, and that happens to be their favorite sunscreen?
Well, in the summertime, Catherine, one hot favorite with the patients is the Eclipse SPF 50. You know, it's lightweight. It texturally is very different to some of the others that we have. There we go. You've got everything. Hang on. I've got one here as well. And do you know what I've got? I've got one with color.
All right.
I've got one with color in it as well. So, and that's really important because our patients can now go bareface chic. You know, when you're out and about and you want to wear less makeup, now you have an SPF 50 that has got some color in it to give you a little bit of color and freshness to your skin. But it also can be makeup easy as well. You don't want to apply too much makeup. And then also being waterproof. I think being waterproof really helps when we're sweating more, when we're outside exercising more, and when we're also maybe going to the beach where you are located as well. So that is a great one for our patients. And we see a lot of patients with acne acne, oily skin, disrupted skin barrier, and the Eclipse SPF 50 is perfect for them too. Texturally, it's very different. They enjoy it. And the key thing is you also don't need very much as well. I can see there's a lot of our audience from Dubai and the Middle East. I come from Malaysia as well. And I do know when I go back to Malaysia, I actually take 2 SPFs with me. You know, number one, I just love the SPF 30, the Extreme Protect, because I've used that for many years. But when I go back to Malaysia or when I'm holiday at the beach, I haven't been for ages, I do take the SPF 50 and I carry it around in my rucksack and I reapply it. And reapplication is key.
Absolutely. Reapplying it every 2 to 3 hours is what is recommended. So we spoke about Eclipse. We have a newer sunscreen now that we just launched, Extreme Protect SPF 40. This is another one that comes in translucent, but also comes in 2 colors, perfect tint beige and perfect tint bronze, to blend in with all skin tones. It's not, neither one of them, neither Eclipse or Extreme Protect provides full coverage. So don't think of it as makeup, but it's wonderful at just helping to brighten the skin and even out the skin tone. Like, I love them when I go hiking in the morning. I want something that is water resistant because I will be sweating. So, and I like sometimes wearing a little bit of color. I don't want to put on my makeup because I'm going to come home and just shower. So for me now, I have 2 options. I can choose between Eclipse SPF 50 and Extreme Protect SPF 40. But we can't forget about the one that you mentioned, Extreme Protect SPF 30. So if someone wants really a moisturizer and the sunscreen, and something that also has anti-aging benefits and anti-inflammatories in it, this is that one that's going to treat, hydrate, and protect. And it is the most elegant of them in terms of providing the highest level of hydration and feeling the thickest on the skin. So that way you have options from the lightest texture that you spoke about, Dr. Shirina, Eclipse SPF 50+, to that mid-level texture of and giving you natural finish of the new Extreme Protect SPF 40, to that most elegant moisturizer that also treats the skin. So for that minimalist, that may be Extreme Protect SPF 30. And we can't forget about another new product that we have, especially, oh yes, you knew what I was going to say, especially for the lip area, that's your Lip Protect SPF 35. So
I knew you were going to do that.
To recommend something specifically for the lip area, Dr. Shirina? Why not just use the other sunscreens all over your face, including the lip area?
I love the fact that you picked this up because we didn't plan any of this, Katherine. No. And we didn't plan any of this at all. And I was over the moon when this arrived here in England, everybody, because, you know, such a neglected area. It's right in the middle of our faces. The skin is so delicate. It's exposed to all of the environmental stressors such as heat, lipsticks, pollutants, absolutely everything. We've got food going through it, and then also the sun. Do you know, Katherine, when I look at my Visio skin analyses, and I've been doing this for 6 years in my practice, you can see pigmentation affecting the top lip border and the lips itself. So when I show patients these, they are shocked that the skin of the lips can also be sensitive to discoloration. So we've been able to use some of your other ingredients over the years. Like, I'm just going to quickly take back to your lip polish and your lip elixir, because we do need to also gently exfoliate the skin to prepare. And now it's fantastic that you have a Lip Protect to be able to seal the deal. Seal the deal with antioxidants, with the right hydration, with the right lipophilic enzymes, all of those things, and antioxidants to neutralize the stress, because the lip area is going to devolumize. It is also going to be predisposed to fine lines and aging. And the last thing we want to do is cause acceleration in the confined periods of the summertime. So just like the rest of the face, we do need a level of protection with that. And I'm just going to mention a couple of other areas. When we wear our sun protection, don't forget the neck. You know, the one thing I do see sometimes in England when the roll necks come off is so much attention being put over the winter to the face. And all of a sudden there's neglect on the neck. So with the neck, I always advise our patients, don't forget the back of the neck as well, and take it right down to the décolletage and the tops of the shoulders and the tips of the ears. So I think with our sun protection, with our lip protection, it's really key to don't forget the neglected areas. Thank you for this, by the way. Well done.
Thank you. And this is why you need something specifically for the lip area, because as Dr. Shirina mentioned, the skin of the lips is 5 times thinner. So you want something that is more nourishing to, I love how you said it, to seal the deal. To basically provide that, to protect that skin barrier and to provide that additional level of nourishment and moisture for that thinner, more sensitive skin of the lips. And let's go back to the sunscreen. So oftentimes people ask, you know, this question comes up very often, how much sunscreen should I be applying? What is the right amount? Can you help us answer that question?
Well, I generally feel that people don't apply enough, and that is the bottom line. And I don't feel that they apply it regularly. It's very hard when we have our makeup on to do that, but I see and hear there's some evolution coming, so I'm really excited about that. So my key thing is, look, I come from a reconstructive burns plastic surgery background, so I just look at the rule of the anatomy, really. So I will say, depending on your surface area, each face is a different shape and size. I would generally go for about a teaspoon of sunscreen all over the face, all over the ears, and take it down to the neck. And that is generally enough. If you wanted to look at it in finger breaths, that's another way that I measure it. You want 2 good dabs of it and apply it, but I mean 2 good dabs of it. So which is why I use a teaspoon analogy for me. When I think about the Extreme Protects, 1 good pump will cover a lot of area for you. That would take it down to the face, the neck, the décolletage, enough. And I would definitely reapply it every 2 hours. If you're at the beach, you're going to be sweating, or if you're exercising, you want to carry it around with you if you're cycling, and you want to reapply it every 2 hours. Ideally, you want to use the waterproofs as well.
Absolutely. So going with that teaspoon rule, to help everyone out, I love that analogy of 1 teaspoon for face and neck and, you know, ears and the back of the neck. And then it will be roughly about 1 tablespoon if you're bringing it down to your décolleté and to your hands. So if you're covering your face, neck, décolleté, and hands, then it's about 1 tablespoon. And then if you're on the beach in a bikini, it's supposed to be, if you were measuring it again, a shot glass, roughly. And again, it's so important to reapply every 2-3 hours. And this is also why it's so important for going back to those antioxidant serums that we have, because as we apply our makeup, you know, I apply my makeup in the morning. I don't have time to reapply my makeup, to reapply my sunscreen every 2 to 3 hours. So that's why that wearing an antioxidant is so important. Using an antioxidant is so important in the morning, because our advanced form of vitamin C that is in our antioxidant serums provides that continuous time release delivery of vitamin C to the cell. So that it provides that antioxidant protection, not just when you apply it, but for hours after you've applied it. So that's why it helps with that sunscreen that we are not applying enough of and not reapplying every 2 to 3 hours.
Yes.
So we spoke about our very universal kind of products for the summer that any of you can use. But let's review some common skin conditions and skin problems that are made worse by the summer. I know you've mentioned a few of them already, Dr. Shirina, but let's place a little more emphasis on just skin problems. So what are you seeing the most in terms of skin problems during the warmer summer months?
So we see a number of things, Katherine. A number of patients will present to us with increasing breakouts, increasing inflammation of the skin. And it could be that they're possibly just using the same skincare and running it through the summertime. And we've got all these changes that you and I just spoke about at the start of this presentation. So when you're using too thick moisturizers, too thick makeup, all of those things, and you're having an increasing amounts of oil production, sebum production, blocking of the pores, that's going to facilitate more breakouts as well. So it's time now to start evolving into the cleansing complex, your ProHeal Serum Advanced Plus, all of those things to increase exfoliation and increase the amount of inflammation control that we can actually bring. So I see a lot of acne patients presenting to us even more during the summer months. So it's really important to respect the fact that and educate our patients that this is what could potentially happen. So check in with us. Check in with us at the end of the summertime. The other thing that happens at the end of the winter time, the other thing that happens is there might be a lot of extra dead skin in the winter time too. You know, we haven't been able to get to our patients for a while. So come on in back to the clinics, have a really good fire and ice facial, get rid of that extra dead skin, and then we can reset for the summer and start all over again. The other thing that commonly happens also then is dehydration. Someone who's not facilitating their water intake, someone who's not probably used the right moisturizer. So it's good to really have that advice given back to patients as well. And lo and behold, the one thing that we definitely don't want is we don't want to have pigmentation increase during the summer with all of the hard work that we put in with our laser treatments, with our advice. So I always say to patients, look, for your ideal photo protection, we know that combining a topical antioxidant like your vitamin C together with your UV protection, broad spectrum UVA, UVB, those two in combination, in tandem, actually produces the ideal photo protection. So it's actually a no-brainer. Prevention is always better than cure. So I would say treat your skin in the summer with more respect, just so that when you then come into the autumn winter, it's actually easy to manage. We've had some great questions further below about eyes, Katherine. So I just wanted to mention to patients that there is a vitamin C specifically for the eyes. Katherine's got it all there.
Yes.
Yes, lovely. CI Advanced Plus, you know, we brought this into the practice about 4 years ago. 2 years into our practice, because I thought actually all the other formulations and the antioxidants are doing so well. Let's take it up a notch. And the CI Advanced Plus has revolutionized the practice because you've got your 7.5% vitamin C. So you've got your antioxidant cover and you're going to neutralize those free radicals. So it's not just for the pigmentation, but it's also for fine lines texture improvement as well. So you get that lightening, brightening, and tightening. And yes, you can use your SPF on top of that for your ideal photo protection to seal the deal. And again, you don't need very much, because don't forget the lymphatic circulation here is it's different. Your skin is 10 times thinner, so you don't need very much at all on the eyelids. What would you say to that, Katherine?
I agree 100%. And CI Serum Advanced Plus is such a fabulous option because it's very light. It feels more watery, more like a light serum. So it's also great for somebody who gets puffy eyes in the morning. Yes. But it also, because of that vitamin C, that L-ascorbic acid that's combined with zinc, combined with centella asiatica, combined with the copper tripeptide 1, it really helps to brighten and lighten that area, but it also helps to protect it, provide that antioxidant protection. And again, because our sunscreens are paraben-free, they don't contain synthetic fragrances, you can apply them close to the eye area, and especially the ones that are water resistant. That's what I would recommend, because again, if you're outdoors, you're going to be sweating more and your skin is producing more oil. So those are safe for the eye area. So thank you for addressing it, because I noticed as well that we were getting a lot of questions on that. Yeah. So now going back to those skin problems. So you mentioned, you know, acne is one of the skin problems. What is the #1 product that you recommend for those patients who suffer from acne or larger pores during the summertime?
Step it up, active serum all the way. You know, that is our, is that yours? Yes.
Yes, that's active serum.
Active serum all the way. You know, when your founder, Brian Jones, called it the tingly serum, I completely agree. It tingles, it does the job. It is, again, it is lightweight. You've got your hydroxy acids to remove the dead skin, and you've got your beta hydroxy acids to neutralize the sebum production, manage the active bacterial inflammation that's going on there. And you've also got antioxidants all wrapped within that as well. So, you know, this is a very, very unique formulation that can be used all year round. And I think that is really key. It's not just for the summer, but for our patients who are expressing a lot more oil production and who just need something, this is their absolute go-to. And is it too much? Absolutely not. Absolutely not at all. I think, you know, we need to advise our patients correctly that they need to address things, and they see results very quickly, Katherine.
That's the key, that this is really a very much of a results-driven product, that if for that skeptic out there who's not sure, you know, what to use and not sure, they've tried many different products and they have not gotten the results that they were hoping for, active serum is it. As you mentioned, you know, it is excellent and a go-to for that acne patient all year round, not just in the summertime, but also excellent for someone who has larger pores and wants to really minimize the appearance of pores, smoothing the texture of the skin, brightening the skin. Again, you know, the multitasking benefits of this one product. And you apply it here, look, it's dark blue. So to help you remember when to apply it, you apply it in the evening. And as is the case with all of our serums, you need a very small amount. So 3 to 5 drops literally is all you need, all over your face. And then don't forget to bring it down your neck. And then you follow it with a moisturizer. So that's your active serum, and it's getting a lot of love, I see. So what would would you recommend? Because another big concern during the summertime, because we are outdoors a lot more, is the sun and photo damage and hyperpigmentation. What is the one clinical product that you would recommend for those patients that is safe to be used all year round, including the summertime?
Well, I say to patients, step it up. Step it up to the brightening complex and the brightening serum. That's really key, because you have key formulations now that are designed to do that job and to do it well. Whilst a lot of our patients already, Katherine, are on our Cleanse, Treat, Hydrate, Protect programs. I had a patient we've just had a question about, can we use Pro Heal Serum in the morning and Active Serum at night? Absolutely. And if they're on those formulations, which are managing some depigmenting already by itself, because they're so multitasking, step it up to the brightening complex and serum. So I use the complex in the morning. I use the serum in the evening as a booster. I also add Pro Heal Serum to the start of that. And because these formulations work on all 5 steps of the pigment producing pathway, the number 1 culprit will always be UV exposure. That is the trigger that causes that initial inflammation in the skin. And when that initial inflammation is just taken across the 3.5 months of hopeful sunshine that we're going to get here in England, you're just going to get your color producing cells triggered over and over again. And one day, voila, they're going to present itself as pigment suddenly over a period of time. So I always step it up to the brightening complex and serum.
And the brightening complex, the great thing about it is that it's another product that falls into several categories. So it doesn't just brighten and address photo damage and maintains that really beautiful, healthy, exfoliated skin, but it also hydrates. It has a built-in moisturizer. So it's your treat and hydrate in one product. And it is safe. All of our products, by the way, are safe for women who are pregnant and nursing. So they are non-systemic. So that's another big point of difference, that even if someone is, pregnant or nursing during the summer and they're, wanting to go outdoors and spend time outdoors and they're wondering, is it safe for me to use this product? The answer is yes, it is. And you can use it all year round. It's hydroquinone free. So it's not just designed to be used short term, but you can use it indefinitely. So often patients really love, or people really love, how it leaves the skin with a very beautiful, healthy glow. Because of that built-in moisturizer that contains hyaluronic acid. So it's a great one all year round to really keep that pigmentation and pigment irregularities at bay. So Dr. Shirina, we spoke about regimens, we spoke about the must-have products, general universal routines. Is there any other products that you would recommend during the summer times that are real standouts as well?
Apart from all of these, I'm gonna bring in some of my hot favorites rather. So in terms of thermal regulation, we talked about the skin pathologies, we talked about inflammatory skin, oil production, redness, breakouts, we talked about that, and we want to go a bit more barefaced chic. So the one thing that thermal regulates the skin, controls inflammation, redness, and sebum production is my...
I knew you were going to do that one.
Okay, everyone's going to think we planned this. We really haven't planned this, ladies and gentlemen. I just have your hot favorites. And what I love about the copper firming mist is that it's got your copper PCA, which is great for that oil reduction. And that's really important to tell your patients, that it's not just a lovely mist. I mean, it's a fabulous mist, but it has ingredients that really treat the skin. So we have a lot of male patients on this as well, Katherine. I think half of the gentlemen in Beaconsfield are walking around with some copper mist in their cars. So in terms of oil regulation, that is key. Spritzing the skin also thermoregulates the skin. So you're dropping the temperature of the skin. And the reverse happens in the winter time. So this is, again, one for all seasons. And then it's also got your resveratrol. Resveratrol, really good for inflammation. I want to talk about how complex it is. Acne and breakouts are nowadays. They're not probably as easy as understanding as how they are now. It's become a very complex issue. So this is really key. Yeah, I don't know what else you have to add to that. I love it with my makeup. I love it when I go on holiday. I can spritz it on my hair. It smells divine, you know. And I think sorry.
I love it. Well, actually, I use it to set my makeup in. So after I put on my makeup, I spritz it as well. But it's my must-have really for my rosacea and that inflammation, because that heat, causes that inflammation that can cause, rosacea flare-up. So this really brings it down. And as you mentioned, that copper in it really helps to control oil production, while also being a very powerful antioxidant and healing the skin and a powerful antimicrobial. Resveratrol that's in it, which is another antioxidant, helps to hydrate the skin. So this provides like that perfect balance for the skin that is great for all skin types. And
That's
for
right.
both, as you mentioned, men and women. So this, we have it. I know you do, and I do too. Always have it in my purse. I have it always around me wherever I am. It's definitely my must-have.
Must-have. But another top tip, actually, Katherine, there's so many comments here. And Ariane Mariano has said, I have it all over my home. And that's actually a really good point. Thank you so much for saying that, because we're spending so much more time on Zoom, front-facing. A lot of our roles have actually evolved into communicating like this and spending sometimes 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 hours in front of the computer. And I actually say to all of our patients, keep this by the computer, spritz it 3 times a day, and it will help your oil production. It will help thermoregulate your skin, and it's packed full of antioxidants. So keep it by your computer.
That's a great tip. I agree, you know. So any other products that you would recommend for summertime?
Okay, so this is brand new to the clinic. Well, actually, no, we've had it since October last year. These months are flying, Katherine. So this is my youth body serum.
Yes, I have it here too. I almost forgot about it.
So I had a really lovely, nice shower before I came on with you. I wanted to be all fresh, and you know, this is what we have every day in our practice as well. And you know, the youth body serum, I love it because, goodness me, what can I say? It's got your extremozyme technology, so it's good for skin that has been exposed to sun, which most of us have been throughout the course of our lives. So apart from the extremozyme technology, it's got your hyaluronic acid and your watermelon extract to really lock in the moisture to your skin, because the skin on our bodies, we don't want to compromise that either. We need to maintain the resilience of our skin now more than ever. It has to have a good barrier protection to prevent things from coming in, prevent things from going out. And then it's also got your vitamin E, your vitamin B3, so great for cell integrity. Our skin is going to age. It's inevitable. So why not protect it? And I think when so many top tips from Brian Johns as well, he said he could put it upside down and spray it on my back. And I remember thinking, brilliant, I don't need to ask anyone to help me put any moisturizer on my back anymore. So I could do this all by myself. And it's great when you're stepping out of the shower, when you're just a little bit damp, just to put it on. And gosh, that watermelon extract smells divine. So
yeah, youth body serum, you just have to, and it's a must-have because, again, it provides that additional antioxidant protection. As you mentioned, it's loaded with extremozymes that protect DNA and repair damaged DNA and antioxidants. So it will provide that antioxidant protection and booster to your sunscreen. So this should go on first. And because our skin is so much more exposed, it also leaves this really beautiful glow on the skin. But that's what I'm wearing. Actually, that's what I use today after the shower. And it does, but it doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't really, you know, it's not going to get on your clothes. And as you said, what I love about it as well is that ease that you can finally apply a moisturizer all over your back, not just on your shoulders and then the lower back because you can't reach the midsection. You can actually wear it everywhere. So that's a fabulous one that you can, and it smells divine, as you said. So I have another one that I love using in the summertime, not just in the summertime, but especially in the summertime, again, because it brings down that, it cools the skin, it brings down the inflammation. And that's not, oh, I knew you were going to do this. This is the Hydra Intensive Cooling Mask. So Dr. Shirina, since you have it next to you as well, how do you use it and how do you recommend it?
Okay, this is what I did last night before I came on with you, because I knew you were going to have the most amazing glow. So I had to match the Katherine Medina glow. So this is my, you know, at home treat to myself before I come for a glow. But, you know, truth to be told, this is actually really important for all patients to actually have maybe twice a week. Start with once a week, come twice a week. And when you're going into the summer times, you might be sun-kissed, you might be burnt, you might have inflamed skin, all of those things. So I love the Hydra Intensive Cooling Mask to address skin conditions, burnt skin, problematic skin, compromised, dehydrated skin, skin that's also acne, bacterial, all of that. So the Hydra Intensive Cooling Mask is exactly that. It's Hydra, hydration. It's got your hyaluronic acid. It's got your vitamin E and B3 to protect, nourish, and look after the skin to restore barrier control. Your Centella asiatica to heal the skin from the sunburn, all of those things. And even for the gentlemen as well, when they're sun-kissed, all you need to do is just put a thin a really thin layer of that on and just leave it there. Leave it there and let it all soak up in order to heal the skin. We see a lot of, you know, sun-kissed and sunburnt décolletages again. So look, for those of us who want to go out there and enjoy the sun and a high-performance lifestyle in the sun, if we're sports or athletes out there as well, this is a really way just to give the skin a bit of a treat and repair it overnight. But when I want to give myself a summer treat, like how I did last night, I would use the Triactive Exfoliating Mask, Katherine, to remove the dead skin. And I'd put a layer of this on and I would go to sleep.
That's a great one. That's our Smooth It, Soothe It home facial. Basically, this is if you really want to treat your skin, you exfoliate it first, so that way that can increase the penetration of the Hydra Intensive Cooling Mask, and then leave it on. Don't remove it. You can sleep with it on. I find that when my skin is really dehydrated, it just kind of like soaks it in when there's nothing even for me to remove. So I know, wow, my skin must have really needed that hyaluronic acid and all those antioxidants. And because of the rosemary and peppermint in it, really cools and calms the skin. So I also love it, especially if I've been out for a number of hours in my face, my skin just feels really hot. So I like to apply it for that reason too. So I know this is almost time for us to finish, but I have one more question. So it's very important for the audience to know, are there any treatments that they can do, come in and get done during the summer to help maintain healthy skin or to keep some of those problems at bay, Dr. Shirina?
Absolutely. You know, we should be looking after our skin throughout every single season as well. And if you can't get in regularly, come in once a month. So I love the Fire and Ice facial treatment. It is an absolutely fantastic resurfacing treatment to get rid of the dead winter skin, you know, to safely, naturally exfoliate the skin. What I love about the formulations with the Fire and Ice and all of these topicals is that they're pharmaceutically graded botanical skincare. So our patients don't have the aggressive exfoliation, the aggressive peeling. They have just the right amount of exfoliation and keeps the skin barrier neutralized as well. So with that in mind, I love the Fire and Ice facial. You have two components to it. The fire mask resurfaces the skin, and then we neutralize that with the cleansing complex, and then we use the most luxurious rejuvenating mask as well. So you've got that hyaluronic acid, you've got the freshness of the menthol, and then you've got the licorice extract, the rosemary, Japanese green tea. You know, it's what I love about these formulations is, you know, for a doctor like me, we love clinical data. We love clinical data, and we also I love the fact that you've got a clinical paper at the end of all of your formulations as well. That's important for someone like me, so I can give confidence to my patients. And then finally, I want them to get results. And the Fire and Ice result facial, when I had my first one, it delivers that result every time, that lightening, the tightening, the brightening, without being too extreme. And then the third thing we also want is for patients to enjoy the experience, Katherine. The experience of having a Fire and Ice is, for those of you out there who have not had it, you need to have one. Because just having your face, and we have a luxury version, the chest, neck, décolletage, the back of the hands. Don't forget, we've got dead skin here too. And the experience of having a Fire and Ice together with the clinical data and the results is absolutely spot on. And when we have that regularly during the summer, we're then also preparing our skin, not just treating it when protecting it, we're preparing it for our autumn and winter treatments as well. So your patients are not only looked after, they're actually optimized so that they're coming into their autumn winter treatments that way.
Absolutely. So Fire and Ice is also safe for everyone, for women who are pregnant and nursing.
Pregnant, absolutely.
And it delivers those immediate results where you get that beautiful glow. This is also known as the red carpet facial, where a lot of celebrities get it done before, like the Oscars or the Golden Globes, to make their skin look really glowing and beautiful. So thank you so much, Dr. Shirina, for all the summer tips. Thank you for all of you for joining us. And we wish you a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, Katherine. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Shirina. Good night.